Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to SIssues. I am Phil. She forgot who she was?
Is Cher here?
I hope so, because I can freaking see you.
Where's Cher? Hi.
I would miss you. I don't know if,
I don't think anybody else would miss me. No.
I would miss you all day, every day.
I'm such a horrible person. Nobody would miss me.
But you are entertaining, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, my face, nobody can see my face, so that's what everybody laughs at my face.
Oh, you're so funny.
Ha 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 ha.
Funny. We're back today. We're in Outlander, so we're doing a rewatch. We're back into season 1, and today we're going to be talking about episode 12, Lallybroch.
It's so dry. Outlander. It's so dry.
It's so, this is only really my first Outlander. Right? Because I only got into it last year.
Yeah, see? And me being the person that came up with the term Droughtlander during the first break between episode 8 and 9, come on.
Yeah,
I've been doing this for 7 years.
Okay, so I feel pity for all of you that have gone through this before. And of course it had to happen, the worst Droughtlander ever. Yeah, this totally sucks. So I think it was really important that you and I are doing what we are doing for the cause.
Oh, for the cause. And you know what? What she means by that? She is the cause.
Yes, I am. Yes, it's true. I needed to do this for me because I had no other excuse to go through it again for the 26th time.
This is for Phyllis, and that means all of you people do not matter to her. This is why she's doing it.
Hey, every good intention sometimes starts with a selfish reason platform. Right?
So dry.
Have a drink of water. Oh my God. Okay, so regular routine, guys. Get your form of watching Outlander with us ready. And again, you just want to skip past the recap and start it right at the beginning of the music. So if you want to go ahead and hit pause on that, we'll give you a second. And okay, you should be done.
That's second. She's usually using boy times.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So if you need to pause this podcast while you go and do it, because Sherry, are you going to give us a countdown?
I will give us a countdown.
Countdown.
I did that one last time, though.
No, okay, you got to do it a little differently.
I'll give you a countdown.
Okay.
Now you press play. You press play on 1, okay? Okay, we go 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I could hear you press the button, so I waited because we were that second off from each other.
Yeah.
So there we go.
We were going to be like in one of those Japanese Godzilla movies where we heard one thing and we saw one thing and then we heard another.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The timing was off, watching really, really bad, not lip syncing. What is it called when you captions? Really bad captions where people's mouths are moving, but then they stop and somebody starts talking.
That's what I just said. A Japanese Godzilla movie when the mouths are moving and they're off.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
So exactly what I said. She just needed to repeat it for some reason.
I did it in my own language.
Still English, but it's Fringlish because it's Philish English.
Yeah, it's Phil English. Flinglish. Flinglish. There we go. A new word today. Flinglish. I gotta write that down. Hold on.
Yeah. Flinglish, just throw it out the window because it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. Alrighty, here we go.
She's writing it down. And
I told you.
I know, but what are you going to do with that piece of paper?
Well, because I wrote it down, I'll remember it.
No, she's going to throw it in the garbage because every time I tell her.
Well, that's only with important information.
Yeah. No, I told her to watch Fleabag. I'm going to write that down. And then she threw it away.
Threw out the paper. Yeah.
And then she probably wrote it down yesterday and already threw out the paper again. Those were cute puppies in front of the fire. And now we're going across.
Beautiful.
Oh,
I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to go to Scotland.
I don't think
I love this part. I love this part where they're looking up. You know what I mean? I love it when he's looking up, she's looking up. I just thought this was genius way to start this episode.
Yeah. Like talking about airplanes. You're telling me that things are going to be flying in the sky, carrying people.
Yeah, but she came from the future, but she's giving him like so much information, a lot more than what's in the book and what we see on the series. But he must feel like what must feel.
Yeah.
Like knowing all that, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean she told him about it in the book too. Like she gave him all these like insights into what would the future is like.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that would make most people's heads explode, especially there. Like they didn't even have any kind of cars yet or anything like that, right? And to think that something would have a motor, that would make things go faster than a horse, which would be, the fastest mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I thought this part was funny, asking her how old she was.
Yeah.
And she's 27.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, wow, that's pretty old for Broad these days.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, him being younger than her. And
5 years difference, right? He's 22. She's 27.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's Lallybroch. We're going to go there too.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go there too. But only it's not called Lallybroch.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
Oh, this gets intense.
Quickly. They just finished talking about airplanes and now it's just like, But I wonder why she feels this way, because he obviously has a reason to feel that way. And she was excited, so.
Well, yeah, but now he goes to tell her.
Exactly. I get now.
But you always kind of feel a little bit apprehensive when you're going to meet the family for the first time.
Yeah. Like,
right?
You're not good enough. What are they going to think of you? Not that I care. You know me. I don't care what people think of me. But first impressions, I want you to be pleased with the picture.
Right. Yeah. I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Are we talking about the horse? It's pretty.
I mean, even Claire's looking a little bit, like
you can see her swag.
Yep. Swing low. Yeah, that's
I want to go.
I like voluptuous hindquarters.
I want a goat.
You want a goat?
I want a baby goat in pajamas. Ouch. I felt that.
Baby goat in pajamas.
They're so cute.
You have such awkward tastes.
No.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Oh, I like this where she just approaches little Jamie first.
Yeah. She's just like, hey, little buddy. What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah.
Jenny's like, who's this broad? I love her reaction.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hold my belly because I got to run as fast as I can.
I don't want to piss my pants.
Yeah. She was holding it a little bit too tight because it looked like she was running with the towel.
Yep.
Aw. It makes me sad that he reacts this way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a massive insult.
Yeah.
And that he couldn't, honestly, that he went instantly for the rumor, that he didn't even take a minute to listen.
And he's smarter than that. That's what I
is.
don't like about this part.
Yeah. You know what I think?
And saying it in front of the kid, too.
Yep.
You know, it's just,
Yep.
Jamie, smack.
Yep. There have been times where I have just wanted to take
this is
fist
one.
and just drive it into his throat. You stupid, stupid man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Happy.
Jenny.
Yep.
All right. You
Let
go
her
for
rip.
it, girl. That's right. This is where I want her to get a little bit tougher on him.
Yep. Well, and I think this is when he gets around Jenny, he just loses his being a man kind of thing and just turns into this, stupid brother mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
now
she's the only woman out there that he thinks he can get away with this shit with.
Yeah.
And she reminds him that, nope.
In the book, didn't she grab him by the balls here?
She most certainly did grab him by the balls.
They should have done that. That's one thing I think that they should have done.
And
because the
difference is, too, is he was wearing his kilt. So she grabbed him up by the balls.
Yeah, exactly.
And gave him a good twist. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, there was even people that complained that she said that she was going to grab him by the balls. Like in the fan world of the show. Yeah. It was, And I was like, And Ian, how much do we love Stephen Cree?
I love him so much. And the fact that he had to limp around on that thing with his green sock on the whole time.
Yep.
Wonder if he ever got blisters on his knees from having to do that.
They were pretty padded. I think it was really, really padded for him.
But even keeping your leg like that for so long, it's not like they took it off in between every take, right?
Well, they might have. You never know. And he's so warm. It's like with Jenny being
a girl.
Yeah.
Don't forgive him right away. That's a girl. Walk away. Make him soak it in. Okay.
And Lauren Donnelly is she's a beautiful actress. She's so good. Like she played weak and, terrified so well. And now she's playing, King of the Hill.
Her onion has so many layers and she does each of them so well.
Yeah. And she softens every time she looks at Ian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
Yeah. Just has to know.
Yeah. I love the look on her face. It's kind of, I know I have to tell him. I don't want to, but.
Yeah.
And I like that she says, I'm only going to tell you once.
Yeah. So fucking listen.
But it's Jamie, right? So.
Yep.
Ooh, apples look good.
Yeah, it's just.
Jack Randall. And it's not for the sexual for him. It's about the fear.
Right.
Absolutely. That's what gets him off is just the fear.
The
right?
pure fear. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And that's the thing about Jenny. She's really good at reading people.
Yeah.
And she was quite a bit younger here. And she played that very well, too.
Well, she even looks younger, just the way they have her hair down, tied. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And this is another thing that tWaTCh came up with himself, which, again, the sticking his finger in her mouth.
In her mouth, exactly.
That seriously is like, it's a penetration of a whole different kind, and it's equally as vile. Like, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
No. It just, yeah. I'd bite that fucking fingertip right off.
You got that right.
Off.
Yeah.
He's so gnarly. I don't care.
He does a good job of just taking this character to an entirely different level.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and you think, okay, well, there's no way I could think at that level. This guy must be a little bit twisted.
Yeah.
I just think it's the creative, and he just gets right into how evil this particular character is, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a certain amount of people that could pull that off.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there has to be a little bit of twisted in your brain to go there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, there's creative types, and there's artisans that create really dark things because they have, you know, this little twist. You know, so they can see those things and we can appreciate them. It's exactly the same thing with tWaTCh. There is a little bit of a twist in there that he can go there in his mind and create these things.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm surprised that candlestick. Oh, well, hello.
That is not a candlestick. That is uncircumcised penis. That's not. Yeah.
That was perfect timing.
Flaccid, uncircumcised tWaTCh penis. Right there.
Fruit and veggie.
That's just the veg.
And he's not gonna. Nothing's gonna happen with Wee Willy Wonka there because there's no fear going on right now. And
in fact, she's like,
he's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm surprised he just stood there.
It's like, turn around. She's like,
Nothing's
I'm gonna watch this sausage flop. No. She's like, you think that hurt? Nope.
And she just keeps going, like, oh my god.
Jeez. She's like, she knows why. She'd rather get slapped in the face than raped.
Exactly.
That's why. And she knows if she keeps laughing, that dick ain't rising.
Well, and tWaTCh, like, kudos to him. This isn't the first and last time we're gonna see his fruits and veggie.
Right.
You know, he's totally calm, you know, like it's nothing. And you know what? How many times have women had to show their breasts, their ass and everything? I'm saying bring on the fruits and veggie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that must have hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Thank goodness.
Scottish cunt is going nowhere near your flappy dick.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at that point, there's nothing for him to terrorize. So there's nothing erotic about that. So off you go.
Yeah, because it's all about the control.
Yeah.
And it's all about the fear. So.
Yeah. Exactly. Once that's gone, then.
Yeah. He couldn't control her. He couldn't scare her.
Yeah.
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 No.
No, you haven't.
And everybody's like, ooh,
ooh,
she's a cheeky bastard.
Okay, but hold on a second. That's she can say something, but Jenny can't. She's still a female, you know, so it's two sides to the coin here.
Yeah. But Jenny's also his sister. She's been bedeviling him her whole life, right? They just,
for him,
you know,
he had to hear it all over again. Well, right, because he loves her, and you know,
and she won't talk to Ian like that in front of people. She'll talk about she'll say things like that, you know, behind closed doors, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I don't know. Cher, do you think we ever learned to our time and place?
Fuck no. I've recalled people saying directly to my husband when he was in the military, get a hold of your wife, and him saying, have you met her?
Jeez.
That is not going to happen.
No.
Because I've stepped out of my role as, you know, subservient military wife numerous times petitioning for things with the housing and,
Yeah.
you know, sorry, don't want to live in a house that has lead paint. Sorry,
Yeah.
don't want to live in a house that has asbestos. Sorry, gonna go on the radio and complain about it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and then, you know, him getting in shit for it at work. And them saying, control your wife. And he's like, you control my wife.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be a nice household for me to live in if I try to control my wife.
A word should never be in the same sentence as a wife.
Nope.
No.
And this was just 20 years ago. It's like not
it
that
wasn't
fucking
that
long
long
ago.
ago. Well, yeah.
And, you know, it's corporations, so to speak. And, you know, we can't fool ourselves into thinking that the military is much different.
Well, our mom never held her tongue.
Nope. No, she always said what she wanted to. And, you know, if they're going to talk about me, I'm going to give them something to talk about.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
She looks surprised.
Yeah. Well, that Jamie's not out on the run. And
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Expecting is the
Expecting.
operative word.
For the
Truth.
the
Truth bomb.
Yeah.
Jenny with the truth bomb. But then again, there's Claire sitting there English.
Yeah,
Oopsie.
exactly.
Yeah. Jenny's kind of got good on the old passive aggression.
Well, she's very standoffish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she's, you know, she's a little bit more, well, passive aggression, a little heavy on the aggression side.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
She tries to be passive aggressive, but yeah, she slips into the aggression.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm. And Claire's trying. She's
not feeling the welcoming flags yet, though.
No. And Ian wants to, and he's looking at his wife like, you're such a little bitch sometimes. Why don't you just be nice?
Exactly. Just for once.
Yeah. Love the walls.
Well, and that's how they change up this room so frequently, right? Yeah. It's in so many different scenes, and all it is changing up the furnishings, the tapestry, taking it down.
Yeah.
You know, just making it look different, you know. And this was on their soundstage, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's how sound stages work.
Yeah, exactly.
Dressings. And then you have the, you know, like I like how they incorporate a lot of the props and stuff like that, right? You've got your blue vases.
Yeah.
And, you know, her looking at those blue vases when they first started the season.
And I love that he found his dad's blade. You know, and I like how that she recognizes it as Viking. So, because I think they were one of the first settlers in Scotland.
Yeah.
10th century, that's where ours came over in the 1100s, right? 1100s is when our Vikings came over. And they landed in the north, but then settled in the west. And then eventually traveled over to Aberdeen.
Vikings. So raping and pillagers.
Yeah, that's what we come from.
Awesome.
Yay!
I'm going to say I'm from the pillagers. I stole earrings when I was 12. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a pillager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We lived with what we did terrible, and then we're terrible people going forward.
Yeah.
I remember stealing my first pack of gum while I spent 2 weeks at our relative who was a reverend.
Oh, that's good. I remember that. He wasn't our relative, was he?
Yes, he was. He was a cousin of our father's.
of He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Be named. Yes. So yeah, I remember being maybe six. I was 6 or 7. And I remember being on the top floor looking out the window and just staring out there for hours to see if the police were going to come and get me. So here's where they go into
right.
the story about his dad.
Brian.
Yeah,
Black Brian. They called him Black Brian.
And I didn't know what to expect from the look of his father. I didn't expect this, though. I don't know what I was expecting.
He loved his children.
Oh, yeah, absolutely he did.
Yeah. And it broke my heart, this story.
Yeah, same here. And he kissed his son, who does that, you know?
Yeah. And there's his jacket that Jamie ends up wearing.
Yes.
But and
they don't talk about that in the story, like in the show. They don't mention that, but they do in the book.
And you see it. That's the thing.
Yeah. Now,
look at this chair that big jerky ranker is sitting on.
Yeah.
Even the chair looks like, get this asshole off of me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like this guy.
No.
I don't want to be party to this conversation.
No. Well, and I like how he's trying to be so genuine, I'm sorry your father can't help you. Even if he tried, there's not much he can do. And I'm sorry, I can't help you either. And it's just so nonchalantly up until now, right?
Unless.
Oh, look at him just looking him up and down.
Yuck. Yeah. And then, of course, would a little bit of buggery be okay? Would it be okay to have all the skin ripped off my back?
Yeah. Ugh, but, Jack Randall, it wouldn't have ended there. Not at all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, no.
Because it wasn't about just that, right?
Yeah. It wasn't about buggery. It was about, finally controlling this kid and,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He wanted to own him.
Yeah.
And, well.
And there it is, me.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him looking so almost satisfied.
Smug.
Give over to me. That must have been a surprise. Like, look at his face. Mm-hmm. Are you fucking kidding me? Did you just say that?
Is that what you want? That's what you want from me. You've got to be kidding.
That is gross. I can these are the words I'm picturing him saying in his head.
Yeah. Yeah. That is that's not even legal. Here I am being charged with murdering somebody, and you want me to do something that would get you hanged.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I could feel it when he did that.
Yeah. But that's the
pain part.
Well, that's the whole ridiculousness of that suggestion.
Yeah.
Is that action in those times would have gotten Randall hung.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. But who's gonna say anything about him? Nada.
Well,
because of the fear, right?
If he got caught doing it, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But he's going to jail. But he's not going to jail. But he's going to get hung, and he's probably going to get drawn and quartered because it's such an indignity to the crown.
You would think so, but later on in the series, when he does get caught doing it, nothing happened to him except for the duel, right?
Well, he didn't get caught by his own people.
No, not by his own people.
Right. He got, run over by a bunch of cows. And it was... he did not get caught, in the act, so to speak, by by the English crown. So
No. And again, it's the pride, right, that drove, most of his decision was based on pride.
Oh, him and his fingers. I just want to cut off all of his fingers. Get all of those digits that have penetrated so many mouths. Just stop it. Stop with the fingers and the mouths.
I tell you, the makeup team on this back.
Yeah.
Because when they first showed it, I thought there's just no way that could get any worse. And then,
Yeah, it kept on getting worse. And Brian in the background there.
Could you imagine as a parent seeing that happen to your child?
Absolutely fucking not.
No, because I would lose my bananas and I would fight to the death.
Yep.
To get him off. I don't care if I was gone in one swing. Yep. There's just no way that would happen. Yeah. And I understand things were different back then, but
Oh, Terry. But see, he has a knife on his waistcoat. If he had a gun on his waistcoat, I don't care how fast I would be dead. Jack Randall would have had a bullet in the back of his skull.
You got that right.
Go ahead, kill me. But Jack Randall would be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I know the story would be over and I would have ruined it for everybody, but screw you.
Yeah, sorry.
That's how it works for me.
That was my kid, man. No way.
And I know that's just because we have 21st century sensibilities.
Yes.
We get it. And we know
life was different.
We're just talking on a podcast.
We're just having fun. This is a different way of watching it. And so, and I'm sure you guys also have different ways of watching it and different ideas too. You can share those with us. If you
can just yell at us.
Yeah, you could do that too.
We can't hear you, but you can yell all you want. You can roll your eyes. You can snarfle at us. Because you know what snarfle is, right? It's just like, that's what that is. And you know what my face
That sounded like a horse.
Kind of horsey.
Oh.
This is a way. Drink together.
Well, Claire is trying. She's trying, right?
Is. Well, this
and
is
of
her
course,
sister-in-law. She better try.
And Jenny's trying to give it to her, but she's being firm and, you know, trying to set her way.
Yeah. In-laws can make your life a living hell if they so choose. That's just the way it is. So you either learn to live with it, engage in it, and everybody's living in hell, or just ignore it. So she's trying to make it better.
Yeah.
And she'll find, and it either will become better or she'll realize that her time has been wasted. One or the other.
Yeah. And Jenny, she just can't help herself. You know, she's got to jump in and give her 12 cents worth.
Yep. Absolutely.
Or £1 in this case.
6 pence.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gotta throw it in.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jamie, and she doesn't realize why Jamie's avoiding Father's grave.
No, it's
because it's pure 100% guilt.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and he doesn't want to face it.
No.
And she sees it as, you know, just disrespecting. That's it.
You didn't love Father enough. You don't care. You know.
Yeah.
Stuffed cabbage. That actually sounds really good.
Burf.
Isn't that? Oh,
Burf.
that's called a cabbage roll now. Stuffed cabbage.
No thanks.
I'll take lots.
And I love this part.
Oh yeah, it's so underwritten. I really, you know, they spent a little time on it, but yeah.
Yeah. This is the one that really, the blue vase.
Yeah, the blue and white vase.
Yeah.
Now she has a home. Right?
Yeah. And see, it's the look on her face.
Exactly. She did a good job.
And how she leaned into him like it was like
Yeah.
This is my home. Like
I have a home, first home ever.
And I've got my vase.
Yeah, exactly. And it was given to her. She didn't even have to get it herself. So
that was so sweet.
Yeah, I love that right from the very first episode opening scene, you know, her looking at this vase. Love it.
Yeah. And then she sees all these, you know, Jenny having fun, pregnant, everybody touching her belly.
She's pregnant.
Again, a million times.
I could have
It's funny when they reach over and touch the belly that's underneath the corset. Can't feel that little bugger at all.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I could have just kept having babies. I loved being pregnant. I loved having babies.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the pregnancy part. Sorry. I was like, wasn't a big fan of pregnancy babies. No, I you know, the babies and the sons that I had are wonderful, but yeah, wasn't a big fan of the pregnancy part.
I don't know why. I loved being pregnant. I loved being pregnant. And for me, you know, I was really lucky. I think I never had a labor over 7 hours. So, you know.
Okay, all of you out there that want to hate on her, I give you full and
I said I felt very lucky.
Yeah, you can be lucky and people can still hate you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Don't fling your hair around like you're a wonderful person. Stop. Now see,
my hair is fluffy.
Now you're just bragging.
No, my hair is fluffy. I washed it this morning and it's like poof. It's soft.
This poor Rabby.
This scene is really hard for me to. I know they're just acting, but you know how much of that actually goes on in the world. And that's one of those things with my empathy. I can't think about it too much because it just wrecks my soul. You know.
Yep.
Poor guy.
She's just like, you're just a dick.
Yeah, and how is this guy? How is this guy part of the living on Lallybroch? You know, it seems like everybody else is pretty great, and this guy's such a turd. You know.
Yeah. Well, but see, it's true. There's always one.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Such a prick. People that can treat their children like that. It's just, and it's everywhere. And how that little boy stepped back from her even.
I know.
You know, what a good little actor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Never cool.
Nice puppies on the front steps.
They were the ones that were at the start of the show.
I know. They described them differently in the show, though. Like, in the books.
In the books, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Aw.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I would kill.
I mean, Claire, we get how she's, you know, very involved.
Yes.
And, you know, like Jenny's like, I've got this handled. Like,
yeah, let's go.
I know what I'm doing. You know, leave it to me. And
keep the drama out of it. Let's just handle it.
Yeah, because she knows what she's doing.
The most important thing right now is just take care of the boy. That's what she's thinking in the moment.
Yeah.
Claire.
But there's her, not the Miko and obedient type. Which,
nope, not at all.
I have that shirt. I like it.
I like this part. The music they chose was absolutely perfect for this.
Yeah, Bear did such a wonderful job. God,
and I like how she's not pissed off. She's like kind of like annoyed and then giggles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here comes my drunk husband.
Yeah, exactly. Dunk, 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 poof.
It's like, you've seen an elephant?
Speaking Gaelic.
Yeah.
Oh. It's true, though.
Uh-huh.
He's not wrong in that. She should
Right.
work on her Gaelic. I wonder how hard of a language that is to
I
learn.
don't think it's too easy, but
Yeah.
there are Gaelic classes now. There's
Yeah.
more Gaelic classes now, thanks to Outlander.
Well, I sure hope so, especially down east, it's still it's still a part, and I think it should be part of any history, just like in any of the indigenous communities, they should be teaching the native language, right?
Mm-hmm. They're starting again.
Which is great to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Before it's lost, you give it another century and it could be lost forever, right?
Well, a generation.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
big
then her
lump.
little smirk.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Too funny.
Which is, interesting that it's not Claire that's drunk.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly. And then
usually,
he's looking at his breakfast. It's still that kind of funky music where,
yeah.
my stomach is turning.
I've got a hangover.
Hair of the dog.
That's one thing I never got. I could drink my husband under the table, and I never had a hangover.
I've never had a hangover in my entire life.
Mm-mm. And the thing is that when I knew I couldn't drink anymore, was I had a drink, like one drink, and I instantly had a migraine,
Oh,
felt
yeah.
so sick, like so sick. And it was like just like 20 minutes after I had the drink.
Uh-huh.
And well, and Andrew was like, you know what you sound like you have? And I was like, what? He said, a hangover. And I was like, this is a hangover? I was
Oh,
like, I just
jeez.
drank it 20 minutes ago. And there was just something, I just couldn't stomach it. I ended up throwing up.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, that sounded exactly like a hangover. And it's like, who in the hell would ever drink again
Oh, yes. Well,
after feeling like that? Never in
even
a million years would I have ever continued drinking after feeling like that. No.
I have heard many times in my lifetime, definitely not me for sure, because I'm not a drinker,
Mhm.
seen people get so stinking drunk, bad hangover. That's it. I'm giving up drinking. And then the very next weekend rolls around. How you doing?
I know.
Is it like labor? Do you just forget how bad a hangover is and you just go back and do it again?
I have no idea because there is no way. And then, yep, no. And then I had thought maybe it's gluten in it that was making me sick, and
Yeah.
took a sip of a drink again, and instant migraine. Instant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, talked to the doctor about that, and then did some liver tests and was like, nope, things aren't good down there.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
broken
just
liver.
again, just the smell, just the taste. No, I think Kool-Aid tastes better. So yeah, that's better.
So that's horrible.
Well, off he is to the mill pond.
Yepers.
Mr. Fix-It with his hangover.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You
Put the boy to work. That'll make him feel good.
Well, you got to know a lot about everything back then, right? Because what you did was your livelihood.
Yeah.
Not now where, you go to work and you make someone else a bunch of money and you get paid a little bit. Here,
Yeah.
the work you put in was what you reaped, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Not what someone else thinks your worth for your work is worth.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that was a lot of W's in one sentence.
It was. Whoopie-doo.
I like that part.
That is cheeky.
I wonder if we should just hit rewind and just play that.
No,
over.
you just
Fine.
your memory. You're fine.
Fine.
Oh, cat.
I love this. I love that part.
Yeah, there was. I remember this part in the book where it was really funny because they, of course, got all of his clothes gathered them
Yeah.
underneath their skirts and stuff.
But
like
it
they
wasn't
did here.
Jenny.
It was both of them. Oh no,
It wasn't Jenny.
It wasn't Jenny. Yeah. It was little old lady that
Granny
Granny
McNabb.
Yeah.
That's right, Granny
Granny
McNabb.
And they made Claire play simple.
Yes.
Yeah, because she had lost a babe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She does look like a little bit simple just sitting there.
Yeah, in terror.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh no!
Just by coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, just by coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Claire does look like she's a couple French fries short of a Happy Meal there.
She does. Oh my gosh. And how, like, I can't hold my breath for that long. Like, oh my God.
Well, see, in the books, he had like a reed or something like that that he was breathing through. He grabbed or something.
There we go. And then, of course, his shirt. He couldn't have made sure that his shirt didn't go on the wheel. No.
Yeah. Well, he had to make sure that his shirt went on the wheel, so there was an excuse for it to start going.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, how did his shirt get there?
This is what was stuff. Oh, you got to keep his shirt. Yeah. Oh, this is a good shirt. Well, instead of her going, excuse me, that probably belongs to somebody here. Oh
no, she's not going to create. She's not going to get involved in any more communication than she needs to at this point. She just wants them gone.
Yeah. But I've been like, hey, asshole.
I love this part in the realization for Jenny. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's what it took for her.
Yeah, exactly.
Cock's gonna snap off.
Yeah.
And there she sees it.
Yeah, I think Claire realizes at this moment that Jenny sees, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There you go.
And why the hell would he ask that question anyway?
Right.
You know? That made no sense. Yes, the redcoats were there and so was she. Why was she here? Well, duh.
Yeah.
Like, smack. Another one of those.
And I don't think if it was that cold, I don't think he had to cover up his balls. They were probably a foot inside his gut.
Yeah, they were probably exactly. It was no longer than a pinky, I'm sure.
No doubt. Oh, everything was like drawn up in there. He probably looked like a girl when he got out.
And guys, it's nothing bad against you. Hey, at least it knows what to do. So it does have a little bit of a brain.
Yep, it does.
Oh, it's cold.
Exactly. I'm going in where it's warm.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, see, now that makes sense. Vaginas are warm, and so it can detect. Woo!
Yep, exactly.
Well, vaginas are any other form of entertainment. We don't judge.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Love the paintings. There were some that, people were like, oh, why didn't they have that painting and that painting and that painting? Well, you know what? They hadn't cast Brianna yet, so they couldn't put up a painting of, Brianna who looks like Ellen, who,
Exactly.
So that would have been a challenge.
Well,
it's little things like that don't change the plot.
No.
So,
exactly.
those things would just have been a bonus anyway. So, I mean, it's not something that's worth picking apart.
No, and I agree. And I do love this scene with Ian and Claire. It kind of, gives them a little time together and him kind of explaining, the hows behind Jenny, right? And he also gives her a little insight into just the Frasers as a whole, right?
Right.
So I like this different perception, kind of a same perception she has as being married to, right?
Right. Well, yeah, because they're both on the same side, which is
Yep.
the outside
Exactly.
of the relationship between Jenny and Jamie, where Ian has the benefit that he's known both of them since childhood.
Yeah.
Right? So he knows what to do with them.
Exactly. He's been around them enough. So it's nice that he can, but he approaches it nicely, you know,
Of course.
get to know each other. And, you know, he wants to see it work out for her. He's just that guy though, right? He's just that mellow guy with, you know, will like anybody unless you give him a reason not to, right? And how it should be. You should like everybody until they give you a reason not to.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. He's such
kick them harder. Yeah.
He's just you know, like, you need to push them. You need to give them a little bit of guidance and let them know when they're being assholes.
And
like
here she goes.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, I loved it.
The look on his face was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
right.
it. I love this speech so much because it does get through him. You know, she tells him like it is, and you know, she's not doing it in front of anybody. She's not embarrassing him. She's, you know,
doing it exactly how he wanted her to.
Right.
You know, he was staring at her when she started, then he looked away in contemplation, and then he realized that she was right. And I love this next scene with the two of them.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a turning point. I think, I just love this.
I think it's the Jenny and Jamie that happened before anything that we've seen before. It's the same one that they were when they were children.
Yeah, exactly. And you see him coming back to himself.
Right.
You know? And I think it was important for her to also see his back as well, you know? Because
it brought the reality in.
She did blame him, you know, and but unfortunately now she's blaming herself. So,
but as a brother, he allowed her. He took that away from her too during this scene.
And you know, by showing her that he got the rents, you know, it's showing her that, you know what, sister, I respect you, and what you said was right. You know, without actually having to say he was sorry.
Yeah. Both of them showing how they can be equally as stubborn and equally as wrong.
Yeah.
And still come together and do the right thing.
Exactly. And I love that, you know, they still bring up their father and what he would have wanted, because we do the same with our mom, right?
For sure.
I don't think those words you're going to hear very often from Jenny is, I was wrong.
Right. Those are things that she does not say freely.
She has a strong Frasier pride.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. And, you know, I think even stronger than Jamie's.
I think so, yes.
And I think that's because she is a woman. And I think that is because she is small. And I think, you know, because of all of those things, she has to be bigger. She has to be stronger. She has to, you know, fight harder.
Well, so she grew up with just the boys. Her mom was gone at a very young age, you know, so so she grew up with the men. She had to be as strong as the men. So,
and like I said, I think she had to be stronger.
Yeah.
You know, because it wasn't a matter of equaling them. It was a matter of, you know, bowling over them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. I feel for her at this point, you know,
Yeah.
because this is the only episode I remember her really breaking down, right?
Hmm.
But she can do that. That's her brother, you
Yeah.
know. She's known him the longest and he's known her the longest. So,
Hmm.
you know, she wouldn't do that with anybody else,
Yeah.
you know.
It's him, it's Ian, and
Yeah.
nobody else gets to see that vulnerable side of her.
No, not at
Mm.
all.
Yeah. And I was really glad that, you know, Jamie gave both of them that, you know, neither one of us has any fault in this.
Exactly.
You
And
know?
then really calling out Jack Randall as
Mhm.
being the
Yeah.
piece of
Yeah. Being the piece of shit that deserves the blame. If we're
Yeah,
going to blame
exactly.
anybody for this,
It's
then
gonna be him.
that's who we have to blame for this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I like this. She's got to bring back that strength.
Mhm.
She can't be vulnerable too long.
Right. Well, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Like, why do men think that, okay, you know, I'll give up my life for you, and somehow that makes
Yeah.
me, you know, like, well, what about us? What
Exactly.
makes them think that, you know, our lives aren't just as important? Why can't we do the same thing?
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
you're not the only one that, you know, believes in this relationship. You're not
And
the
Claire
only
does
one.
that later on as well, right?
Mhm.
She stands up for herself and, you know, if you can do it, why can't I? I'm
Yep.
just as important, you know?
Right. Yeah. I'm an equal part of this relationship. So don't tell me
Exactly.
that you're the only one.
This was so funny and so true. Why is
Yeah.
it called North Facing Tower? Because of the door.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh,
Uh,
that was funny.
yeah. Frasers.
Yeah.
I like
It's
how she
true,
said
though.
that. Like, you bunch of nuts.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
uh,
And you see, I love when he goes through this story of loving her, you
mhm.
know, loved her as soon as, you know, she looked down on him when he fell off the horse and really fell in love with her when, you know, she cried in his arms. That's why I still think he knew about her before she came.
Just stop. You're such a wacky woman.
I know. That's why you love me.
It's these little moments that are just, you know,
Yeah.
precious and, you know, intimate, you know.
Yeah. Well,
I think
and
that
it,
makes people fall in love with, you know, not only Jamie, but the show and the romance of the show, right? It's not
exactly.
a romance, like, it's not just a romance. It's got, you know, so much to it. And I think even men have become enchanted with this show
Mhm.
because of these scenes as well.
Yeah. Give you some ideas.
Well, and it also just brings up the parts of the show from before that lock in.
Mhm.
And I think men appreciate that. I think men appreciate, oh, okay, yeah, I remember that scene. And yeah, all right. You know, that locked me in there. Oh, yeah, that locked me in there. I get it. You know, they see the progression. And I think that men are smart enough to follow those leads. So when they hear those things, it's a nice contrast.
Well, and I think this is just a nice reminder. We get so lost in our day. And yes, I love my husband, I love my kids. And sometimes you forget the why you fell in love to begin with. You
Yeah.
know, you just get so wrapped up in life itself, right? That you tend to stop and remember the why you love this person, right?
Mhm.
And I think it's important to remember that.
And how many times do we do our own mental checklist?
Right?
Mm-hmm. It would be nice to think about that every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, who are these friendly people?
Oh dear.
tWaTCh.
It is tWaTCh.
It's tWaTCh. Taryn McQuarrie. Well, that was a good episode. Glad they're in Lallybroch.
Mm-hmm.
And Claire finally got to meet the phrases.
Mail sack?
Mail sack.
Another sister segment. Here we go.
You can see the record light now?
I've already started.
I know. I was making a play to when I asked you if you could see the record light, and you said, no, it's not on.
But that makes sense. If the record light isn't on, how... Yeah.
I'm not going to get started again.
Oh my gosh. We just had a crazy laughing fit. Oh my gosh. You could barely breathe. I think
peed.
I was almost as red as my cup. Yeah, it was pretty gross.
I felt like I was having a little bit of a heart attack. I hope everybody feels bad for me.
Yeah, no. Okay, on to the sick sister. Okay, this is a good, yeah, whatever. This is a good little story. Did you want to read us? It's
for sure.
Mo McCoy.
McCoy.
Yeah. McCoy.
We got this letter from her. It was really exciting.
Yes,
because she emailed us, and this is from Mo from our sisterhood. It says, how do I begin? I have 2 older brothers and 4 older sisters. Holy crap,
that's a lot of kids. And one more makes her,
right?
Yeah. So 2 + 1 + 4 is 7.
Good mathings. Good mathing, sister.
Okay.
Well, they say that twins have their own language. Well, so do sisters. For the record, no twins in the family. My brother-in-laws are always amazed when we get together, which is pretty frequent still, that we still have multiple conversations going on with not a lot of words being said. I think the basis of this could be that when you grow up in a house with your siblings, you know their thought process. So not every word is said for that reason. But the sheer look on my brother-in-law's faces is like deer in the headlights. What's going on? They're like, how can you understand the conversation going on? My typical smart ass reply is always, I grew up with them. I know how they think. The main thing I will say here is being the youngest of my 7 heroes growing up were and still are my brothers and sisters. We're not perfect. No one is, but we are family first and foremost. That's okay. For Maureen, otherwise Mo.
So this one rings true, but in kind of a different way. When she's talking about brothers-in-law and they're trying to figure out, like, how do you guys have these conversations? I think to myself that our husbands, when we get together, tend to sit back and think, should we exit now? Is it too late? Are we stuck with this forever? Is it ever going to change?
And it's like, how people say, not my circus. They're sitting there going, this is our fucking circus for life.
Sorry, not sorry. It's just who we are. We can entertain each other. We really don't need to have a lot of words. Like our laughing fit just a few minutes ago, It was like, oh my gosh.
There maybe 2 or 3 words or gestures in the whole thing, and we went on for almost 25 minutes.
We were done.
It was ridiculous, and we do this quite frequently. And our kids, it'll be like, that's mom and auntie, and the
no surprise.
Husbands will be like, that's our wives. They just have there's no way you can stop it. But that's the greatest thing, and I love this story because being the baby of 2, like I am, is one thing. Mo is very sweet. They're her heroes and she looks up to them.
Yeah.
I mean, man, they must have been really nice to her, Phyllis.
Well, we were not have had so loving towards our baby sister. You were like our doll. But
Yeah,
mind you, most of my dolls had pen all over their faces, and I wanted to
mhm.
be a hairdresser, so I chopped everybody's hair off, and
Uh-huh.
everybody just
Sure.
had to be naked because I don't know
Uh-huh.
why, but yep, that's how it
And
had to be.
sometimes their noses got cut off for mysterious reasons
Yeah,
too.
I didn't do
Um,
that.
mhm.
Mm-mm.
Wanda just totally ignored her dolls. She just made sure nobody got to play with them. They stayed in the case locked away.
Yeah, but they're worth something someday. So her dolls were immaculate. They still had the plastic around the forehead. Like kudos to a young child to be able to have that kind of forethought. That's
No,
awesome.
she just didn't want us playing with them.
Well, I don't blame her. You have to give her credit and kudos for that because that's smart.
Well, true enough, because I did eat all the fingers and toes off of all of my Barbie dolls.
There you go. There you go.
So
Well, Mo, thanks.
I love theirs because she says she's like the youngest of seven. So
Yeah.
like Mo, good on you, because I'm pretty sure you had a couple thunks on the head.
Yeah.
Not because of your writing. Writing was beautiful, but just because you're the baby of seven. That's something. And that you're still close with your siblings now. That's also pretty cool, and not very common either.
No. As you get older, you tend to drift apart a little bit. You each have your own lives, but it's really, especially in today's day and age, really nice to see that she's still close with her family. And I say kudos to her.
And I think it also happens though when you're kids, you have that kind of relationship. When you grow up and you get married, you kind of move away from each other because you have your own families. You're trying to live your own life. You're trying to be independent. And
Yeah.
then the older you get again, it's all of a sudden, well, your family's starting to gain their independence
Yeah.
and move away. And then all of a sudden you're kind of left there going, hey, kind of alone again. So then you start bringing back your childhood, and it's that bringing back your childhood means those siblings, where are they? Can we reconnect again? So then as you get older, they get back into your life a little bit more, and that it's kind of nice because then you've got from cradle to the grave kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Mo, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And everybody, make sure you check out our next episode of SIssues with our Outlander project. As well, we still want to hear your sister stories. So you can email us at SIssues.ca or sisters at SIssues.ca, or go to our website as well. You can see us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook.